Good morning, sir. I'm Elaine Chiniling from MBA course. So today I will be talking about how Sun Tzu's The Art of War and ancient Chinese military text can be applied to modern business strategy. So even though this book was written more than 2,500 years ago, the ideas inside are still very useful for companies today. So through this presentation, I will explain the main reasons from Sun Tzu, how they connect to business strategy, and why they are still important for success in today's competitive market. In this presentation, I will show how Sun Tzu's idea can still guide businesses today. He thought that real success comes from smart strategy, not from fighting head-on with others. In business, this means looking for gaps in the market, being flexible when things change, and using your resources wisely. The main message here is that companies don't need to compete directly to win. They just need to be smart, adaptable, and focus in the right direction. So now I will talk about the introduction for the report. The Art of War by Sun Tzu was written more than 2,000 years ago, but is still one of the most influential books on strategy and leadership. Even though if it was originally written for warfare, the lessons inside applied perfectly to today's business world. Sun Tzu taught that real victory does not come from direct confrontation, but from smart strategy. By understanding your environment and using your resources wisely. One of his key ideas is this: an army avoids strength and strikes weaknesses. In business, that means companies should avoid competing head-on with big, powerful rivals. Those are the heights. Instead, they should look for areas that are underserved or where customer needs are not fully met. Those are the lowlands. These ideas are really the base of modern business strategy today, being flexible, efficient, and also ready to grab the right opportunities. The first principle is about targeting weakness instead of strength. In simple terms, this means companies should not try to go head to head with powerful competitors that usually a losing battle. Instead, they should look for areas that others overlook, like smaller markets, inefficient industry, or customers who are not getting what they really need. So, for example, Tesla actually did not try to compete directly with big car brands making petrol cars. Instead, it focused on eco-conscious customers who value sustainability and also innovation. Like Airbnb also did the same. Instead of going against large hotel chains, it targeted budget travelers who wanted cheaper, more personal, and also local experiences. The idea fits perfectly with the blue ocean strategy, which is all about creating new market space instead of fighting over the same crowded one. The second principle is all about agility and adaptability. Sun Tzu said flowing water avoids the heights and hastens to the lowlands. What he meant is that just like water, we need to be flexible and move around obstacles instead of fighting against them. In business, that means companies have to react quickly to change because markets, technology, and customer needs are always shifting. A great example is Netflix. It started out mulling DVDs, but when streaming became popular, it completely changed its model and later even began producing its own show. And Spotify actually is another good one. It uses more independent teams that constantly test new ideas and improve the app based on real user feedback. And also Microsoft, under their CEO, Satya Nadella, has built a culture of continuous learning where employees are encouraged to share knowledge and also grow fast and improving constantly. That's how companies stay competitive today. The third principle is about economy of effort and staying focused. Sun Tzu taught that you should not fight uphill battles, meaning don't waste energy on things that take a lot of effort but give little return. In business, that means focusing on what you do best and using your resources wisely. A good example is Toyota. Their lean production system is designed to cut waste and keep everything efficient. That's one of their biggest strengths. And also McDonald's do the same thing. Instead of trying to be fancy or follow food trends, it focuses on speed, consistency, and cost control. That's what keeps their profit margin high. And also smaller business do this too. For example, many restaurants use GrabFood to reach customers instead of building their own delivery teams. It saves time, money, and also effort for them. The key idea here is simple. Don't spread yourself too thin. Focus on the things that make the biggest impact and do them really well. The fourth principle is about strategic intelligence, or as Sun Tzu would say, knowing the terrain. In business, this means you need to understand the market and your own competitors before you make any big move. Companies often use tools like SWOT analysis, competitor benchmarking, and market research to figure out where the real opportunities are. A great example is Zara. They are famous for reacting to fashion trends faster than anyone else. From design to store shelf, it only takes them a few weeks, while other brands might take months. By understanding the market and customer demand so well, Zara always positioned itself in the right place, what Sun Tzu would call the lowlands, where the competition is weak but opportunity is high. The lesson here is simple. Know where to play before you decide how to play. When you understand the terrain, every move you make becomes smarter and more effective. Now let's look at how Sun Tzu's idea connect to modern business theories. First, the blue ocean strategy. This is all about creating new, uncontested market space instead of fighting competitors in existing markets. That's exactly what Sun Tzu meant by avoiding strength and striking weakness. Next is the resource-based view, or we call RBV. This theory says that a company should build on what makes it unique by using its own strength and resources to gain an advantage. Then we have the Agile methodology, which focuses on continuous improvement, flexibility, and quick responses to change, just like Sun Tzu's idea of adapting like water. Finally, the learning organization model encourages people to share ideas, question all assumptions, and keep learning together. That's the key to staying adaptable and competitive in a fast-changing world. So really, these modern theories all reflect what Sun Tzu taught thousands of years ago. Success comes from insight, adaptability, and strategic thinking. So here are the key takeaways from Sun Tzu's Art of War that we can apply to business today. First, avoid strength and strike weakness. Instead of fighting powerful competitors, look for underserved markets or area others ignore. Second, adapt like water. Be flexible, stay innovative, and adjust quickly when things change. Third, economy of effort. Focus your resources where they make the biggest difference and don't waste energy on low return battles. Fourth, know the terrain. Understand your competitors, your market, and your customer before you act. When you put all this together, real competitive success comes from a mix of agility, insight, and smart positioning. In short, it's about thinking ahead, moving smart, and making every move count. So to wrap up, even though the Art of War was written more than 2000 years ago, it's still super relevant in today's business world. The main idea is that companies don't always need to compete head on to win. Instead, they should look for what others miss, the unmet customer needs and untapped opportunities. In today's fast-changing market, success really comes from being flexible, focused, and smart about strategy. Businesses that can stay adaptable and think creatively usually achieve more while taking fewer risks. In short, Sun Tzu wisdom reminds us that winning in business, just like in war, is not about fighting harder. It's about thinking smarter. Thank you.